All right, well, we talked about SVG winning. Michael McDowell started running him down, got in second. Gibby got
The
third,
goat.
and it was actually awesome seeing SVG pass him. I was actually getting nervous that Gibby was going to win. I was like, please don't let this happen. And
We
Chase
do
Briscoe.
not want a Tyler Gibby win.
No. Chase Briscoe in fourth, Tyler Reddick
Oh.
in fifth, Austin Dillon in sixth, AJ Allmendinger in seventh, Kyle Busch in eighth. Hell yeah, the 8 in eighth.
Look at that, and he got free chips
Cheddars.
and guac for everyone. Not guac, fucking
Chips and
queso
homemade queso.
at Cheddar's. So go to Cheddar's.
There's one in Jacksonville, so if he ever wins in that car, I'm going to go. In ninth, Austin Cindric, and in 10th, John Hunter Nemechek. So,
Ugh.
I mean,
Sorry.
honestly, a lot of these guys here are pretty much guys that are pretty good at road courses.
Besides John Hunter.
Yeah.
Well, no, the guys
and Dillon.
Well, I mean, yeah, Austin Dillon being up there was
Cindric
Great
had
day
good
for
speed the whole weekend, practice and qualifying, but he, nothing too crazy. I don't know. Zilich, he was there, and then I just feel like Zilich kind of got too aggressive, and he kind of ended up hurting him, and he had to go. He had to go to the pits, and he finished his 20th. But would have liked to see the SVG Zilich battle.
Well, it would have been very short because of him not knowing how to take care of his right fucking front. You know, that's
Yeah.
Not that I'd do any better. I would wreck on turn one, lap one. I don't think I'd be able to do the pace lap even. And in all honesty, I suck at road courses. I don't like the brake pedal. But boys,
Well, anyhow, let's move on to the next part of the show.
all right, I talk about front row motorsports. And so trucks, I don't know what the fuck happened there. Restart fucking Shitter McGee. It was either the one of the 5 truck. What's going on, Tricon? I thought we were cool. Fuck. That sucked. He had a good day going. I don't think he had car to win, but he had a decent car. At least Chandler Smith finished 5th. And then in Cup, Todd and Zane, good shit. Top 20 finishes. If Todd didn't get fucking turned by Joey Gigolgano,
Lagooner. Doing too hard.
he probably finished top 10, in all honesty. He had top 10 speed.
Wasn't he running like 11th for a while?
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say, like...
He had good speed. He even said it was probably one of the best road course racing cars that FRM's brought. And then Grigson finished 22nd. All of us kind of running where... I mean, this is really the worst the team should do, in my opinion. And it's a good thing. I mean, we're just consistent. And we didn't drop too badly in points. It's just unfortunate when cars that we're facing have better days than we do. But fucking...
Well, and I will say, Gregson, too, he actually was doing well until they had the mishap on pit road where two of the guys ran into each other.
Yeah, front row doesn't do their crews themselves. They just don't have the money. So I don't know who the 4 team is from. I probably RFK or Penske. I know the 38s.
It's just not coordinated, man.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it is what it is. Not a bad weekend, so I'll take it. I mean, I would like Lane. I even told Lane today, and I was like, stop. I'm like, you need to use your fucking bumper, dude. Instead of you getting fucking pushed around. It's fucking bullshit. I'm sick of it. Like, genuinely fucking sick of it. Like, it's one thing to have to watch on Fox. It's another thing to have your driver wrecked on Fox. That sucks. Wise words from Jeff. Alrighty, and on to our next segment of news. Ricky Stenhouse has signed a multi-year contract extension with Hayek Motorsports. So that means that he's going to be racing the 47 for a while longer. I'm kind of surprised, but also
I'm
kind of
shocked.
not.
I am.
If there's no one else that... it was either Hayek was going to sell or they were going to keep... or they were going to keep Ricky. There's no way they go for a younger driver, like, say, a Retzlaff or something, or a Jesse Love, because it takes time to develop a driver, and they need someone that's not going to finish bottom 3 in points. Because you look at Zilich, and you look at how great he was in that. You're going to have the same... Jesse Love's probably going to have a very similar struggle in his rookie year. And there are teams looking at him. I would not be shocked if he is announced for a ride within the next few weeks. Don't know where, but it'll be somewhere. He is a very, very good driver, and he needs to be in Cup. Other thing, I wrote a press release for Quarterly Racing, and it was posted on ARCA's website. Anton, he was in the number 44 Chevy this weekend for Quarterly, and they also finished 11th in the ARCA race, so that was really cool. I officially work in NASCAR.
shit.
So press release, by the way.
I'm an insider, bitches. Let's go.
right. Now you are officially our in man. You
Yeah,
are
like
inside
officially.
man. Yes.
Still
And
don't know why
then
we don't get guests.
yeah, I know, right? Uh,
Jeff needs to keep crawling his way up the NASCAR ladder.
eventually, I'll make it there.
I think you're gonna
I would
take
have
Steve
asked
O'Donnell's
the.
place as the next CEO of
That
NASCAR.
would be fucking ideal. Not gonna lie.
My
NASCAR would be a
first
lot
order of
funnier.
business: we're banning Fox.
Nails that too.
Hell
The
yeah!
And
At a
just
nails of
random, at a
Fox.
imagine
random
getting
night,
on TV and
at a
just like
randomly
in front of the
selected
press.
lap, Michael Waltrip will dump nails royally
No,
from
we're gonna dump
from the
Michael
flag
Waltrip.
stand.
The nails are gonna dump Michael Waltrip on track. Poor man. He definitely has some developmental disabilities, and we'll pray for him. But like, bless his heart.
We will.
And so this brings us kind of to the charter discussion of where's RFK going to get that third charter? I mean, it's not now. It's not going to be from Hayek unless they run Ricky open, but they don't have the money to do that.
I think what they ought to do is I think Brad Keselowski needs to pull a Suge Knight, and he needs to go take Rick Ware and dangle him off a balcony like Suge Knight dangled Vanilla Ice off a balcony, and he was like, "Give me the rights to the song." But instead it'll be, "Give me that charter, give me the charter," and just scare Rick
So,
Ware into signing away his charter like that. I think that's what
so,
we need. I think that's what Brad K needs to do.
so what Rick Ware has been doing for RFK is last 2 seasons they've been leasing their charter. They've flipped, so they had 2 charters, and they've alternated the charters with RFK because you can't lease the same charter within 3 years of itself, from what I know. And they're
No.
selling one of those charters to Legacy, which Legacy is going to have a third car. It's going to be the 84, and that'll be a full time car. Do you think that's a little early for them to be expanding to 3 cars? But it could work out for them. Who knows? It could be a Toyota decision as well. I don't know where they're gonna get that third charter. I mean, you look at the 1 car organizations. I mean, you had Hayek, which they're probably not going anywhere. You have Wood Brothers, which I would be genuinely shocked if they left. That would be probably a ripple effect that would be heard around NASCAR. Then you have Haas Faculty, which I feel bad for the workers there, but they need to sell that fucking charter. They suck.
Yeah, terrible.
And they got good people there. There's still some that were from SHR, but a lot of them went to different organizations that are all over NASCAR now. It's unfortunate what's happened to that team. I mean, it's a completely different organization. Sure, it's the same building, but I mean, when you have one team funding the rest of the organization, that's now a O'Reilly team primarily. Like, you don't really think of Haas as a Cup team. You're like, oh, Custer, and he had a good race this weekend, but it was also like his one good race. He does well in super speedways and road courses, and then he's a non-factor at everywhere else. And
Yeah.
I get that his dad, Joe Custer, he runs that team. I get that you want to have your kid in the car. It's the same thing with like Rick Ware, but at least Custer has some talent. Like he's good. Custer's good, but he's not in my opinion, he's a bottom tier Cup driver, but he would be a top tier O'Reilly driver. And he's a guy that's going to run your car where it's going to run. It's like if you have a 25th place car, he's going to run a 25th and not a damn place better. But it's if he had a winning car in O'Reilly, he was going to win that race more often than not. But it's like if I'm Keselowski, I'm like, hey, I go over to them and be like, what's the number, and see if it's reasonable, see if there's something you can do, because them running that 60 car as an open team will probably hemorrhage more money in the long run. And I get that you want an investment, or heck, see if you can cut it in half a little bit and be like, can we pay this off for you? Like, we'll do it in a payment plan thing. Like, we own your charter. If you want to become a part of this organization or something, like, we can do that. I mean, that'd be a lot of change for the organization, with it being they just kind of with switching to Chevy. It'd be a lot, but I mean, organizations go through change. It's nothing that they haven't done. They just be bouncing back and forth. It gives the team at least some identity besides Haas. And I mean, Haas in frickin' F1, they're Toyota, so who fucking cares? They need to figure something out over there. And RFK needs to figure out what they're gonna do, because getting rid of Priest would be very bad.
Yeah.
I don't see them not running 3 cars, but it would be bad for the team to run it as an open car. It would be very bad. I don't think Brad's ready to get out of the seat. I don't think it'd be smart for him to get out of that seat either. 1 second. My dog barked. Get in there. Douche.
Well, I will say, Brad Keselowski did actually say recently, if need be, he would step out of the car
Oh,
if
did
it
he?
meant, yeah, if it meant like it would like help the team kind of take another step up.
I just wonder who'd take his
speaking
spot,
from
though.
I
swing,
don't really see it happening though. I think that guy's still like,
it's a lateral move, in my opinion, to go from
yeah,
Keselowski to Priest. And yes, Priest is younger. It just, unless there would have to be certain things for Brad to get out of the car that would have to
Yeah.
happen for me to say, yeah, that's the right move. And I just don't know what's going to happen. That's going to be a really interesting thing because it is a huge contract year. I mean, people that need an extension, Todd Gilliland, why haven't they signed him to an extension yet? That needs to happen yesterday. But
no pressure.
yeah,
There's a lot of free agents coming up too.
there's a
and
lot of free agents. So if I was to look right now, Todd is in a contract year. Zane is not. It looks like John Hunter is as well. Eric Jones might be. Reddick is into the future. Bowman is in a contract year. We don't know what Priest looks like. McDowell is allegedly in a contract year, but I see him sticking around longer, especially with what he was saying over the weekend. You know, there's a lot of drivers that could go different places. Give me a second. Multi-year starting in 2025 is him. Christopher Bell could be. I don't see him leaving. It's a lot of these teams sign the multi-year deals, and we don't get to know the details of that, which that sucks. Let me be the first one to say it. I want to know when a driver is
because it's
in a
like
fucking contract year.
any other sport, like you know exactly the contract, and like I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's because they don't work for NASCAR; they work for the teams independently. Teams are independent organizations. A lot of the deals. I've said this before, but it's a lot of and one deals where it's like it's a multi-year deal,
Right.
so you'll have like a 2-year base, but then you can have like a team option.
It's like a team
It's
option.
like, we're going to keep you, we're going to retain you, and then we're going to continue and do that. And Blaney was signed to multi-year, which is probably another 2-year and one.
That was
or and two, or and
Penske
thing.
would be stupid if they didn't do that. I mean,
There was no way they were letting him
he's
walk
the
through that
hinge
door.
of Penske right now.
It's the only reason they fucking are considered a top 4 team, because the other two drivers, I mean, Cindric's all right, like he's doing all right, and fucking Joey sucks this year for Penske. He is still an above average driver, just sucks this year.
They had some stat on him this weekend. It was something like he hasn't had this bad of a stretch
since his rookie
year. Like, it's pretty bad right now.
All right, I think that sums up our charter discussion and our free agency discussion.
We've gone for days about that.
Yeah. So let's move around to wave around design scheme of the week.
All right.
That car was hot.
Beautiful.
It was a really nice car. There's a lot of bangers this week.
I love the wrench right there on this. Like this.
Oh,
is so perfect,
they used it. You know, that's how you use space, boys.
Exactly.
This is my scheme of the week. That's how you use space.
I agree.
Yeah, good one. I mean,
and
give that a point.
Just beautiful body.
Yeah, it's the nicest looking car. I'd fuck it. Wait.
Well, here's my bad boy. I went to number 6. Beautiful, dark blue, white, gold chrome, immaculate. Run
so
this
much
scheme every
emulates
week.
the Miller Lite car. You know what I mean?
It does.
Like, that's
really
what's so
does.
great about it.
We now have a tie for first in the wave around designs.
Oh wow!
Scheme of the week points after Benny announces his.
All right, so I know this is a kind of a car that is on the track quite a bit, like the Menards, but with the lid mint on the front, I think the yellow and green, it just matches perfectly together. And it's just a car that really stood out to me. There were a lot of great cars, and I will say, like, SVG Superfile car, it's kind of growing on me. The only thing that throws me off about that one, Drew, if you could scroll to it.
Oh, yeah. Down to SVGs.
Is the hood of the 97, like, it like you see it's this big circle, but when you saw it on the track, it almost looked like it took up the whole thing. But I do love the around the front, like the headlights, like the yellow,
the Red Bull. That looks it's a good moniker.
It's a cool paint scheme. I just don't like the hood. I think the hood kind of throws everything off. But it's
All right,
growing.
boys, we got a tie for first in the wave around design scheme of the week. We got SVG, Brad Keselowski, and Blaney all tied for first.
Really?
Wow.
Yes. And then we have a bunch of people with 2 points, and then a whole bunch with 1 point. We have 21 total drivers that have received points so far.
Oh, very nice. Good for them.
Great stats. Watkins Glen, they do a great job. And, there's a lot of little strips of grass that you'll see, and I love that they do it because they don't really have to. If you think about it, like kind of where it is, it's a nice little touch. And you guys know how I am about like with weeds and everything being on the grass. But the dandelions that I saw, I think it's a nice touch to it. I mean, I'll be honest. At first, I was like, "What the fuck, guys?" And then I was like, as I'm watching the race, I'm like, "Wait, this is actually kind of a nice little touch, like a little yellow." Like, I mean, I don't know. But Watkins Glen, upstate New York, they're probably, if I'm guessing with their environment, it's probably like some kind of fescue, maybe in Kentucky bluegrass, but not for sure. You look more like on the fescue side. I'm leaning. But this is gonna get a good grass rating of. I'm gonna give it a solid 4.0.
Ooh, very nice, very nice, very very nice.
All 4.0. That's always good to hear. All right, boys, we got to change this week. In the asshole of the week,
Emergency change.
It's just Fox. Fuck Fox. They win the Aspecto award.
Yeah, there really were no big asses anyway. Like in terms of drivers.
I mean, you could give it to the person that put Custer off. You could give it to fucking Balicki for wrecking Catherine Legg. You could give it to a couple people. The tent was great. That added so much strategy to the race.
That was hilarious, by the way. You just see.
I was cackling.
I'll give Fox credit. They actually showed where it came from.
Oh, they actually showed one caution, which good for them. If only they showed the rest of the fucking action on the track.
They were more concerned about showing the tent
and the little
than anything else. Like, let's see where it came from. Mike Joy's like, look at that thing.
God,
like, what is
so
that?
Fucking bad. Aspecta.
Yeah, so the first
Aspecta, they're going to have now 12 points. And don't worry, folks, we still have one more race for them in Cup and a whole season to go in trucks.
Are we calling it
I'm calling it the Aspecta right now. It's either the Aspecta, the shit factor, or the massive fuck you award.
I thought the Triaspecta was great because then people knew what the fuck it was and not just Aspecta, which is like the hell.
Like, is that some kind of
try in there? It's the three Aspecta.
The Glen.
It was a very historical moment.
I have never seen such assholery. It's just so bad. Just so fucking bad. They all should be drawn and quartered at this point.
Jesus.
Like, I have not been that fucking mad in a while. Like, it's bad. I'm sorry. There needs to be changes. And fucking Steve O'Donnell, I know you're not listening to this, but please, get rid of him.
Oh,
I have not been that mad in a long time.
Yeah,
I do have one thing, and I forgot.
He was like, "I'm genuinely so fucking pissed right now."
Before we go into points, I do want to mention the entry lists for the races because I totally forgot to mention that earlier. So the truck race is going to be another good one we have drivers that are not normally in the cars. We have 36 spots and 36 entries, so everyone will make the show. We got Brandon Jones, Luke Baldwin, William Sawalich. Oh, sorry. Brandon Jones in the 1, in the 2, Sawalich in the 5, in the 7, slow Natalie Decker in the 22 because apparently 1 week of her getting disqualified for being too slow wasn't enough. Then we got in the All-Star, in the free agent truck, even though he's not a fucking free agent, Clint Boyer, he's just retired. And then we have Tony Breininger in the 27. We have fucking, in the 42, we have Parker Eatman. Sounds like a fucking Pokemon. Parker Eatman. Good luck. In the 45, we have Ross Chastain. In the 62, it's going to be Christopher Bell. And then in the 69, nice, we have Dynasty Spurlock. She'll be the first black woman to make a start. And, she's in the 69 truck, so that'll be funny. I have other jokes that would get our podcast taken off air. None of them racist, that surprisingly, but the 77 of Carson Hocevar will round out the star-studded truck field, and then in the O'Reilly series, the O'Reilly series, we got the of Garrett Smithley. He will be in the 0. Then we got the 1 of Travis Kvapil. He will be back in the 1 this week. Then we got the 9 of Ross Chastain, the 32 of Andrew Patterson for Jordan Anderson Racing. He will be making his first start of the year. Then we got CJ McLaughlin in the 42 for Youngs. Then we got in the 53, I think that is fucking... It's not even listed. It's Starr. I forget who that is. We're just going to say it's Patrick Starr from fucking SpongeBob.
David Starr.
David Starr. There you go. Thank you. And the 88, we got Raja Karuth. And the 91, we got Fucking Myatt Snyder in for DGM. And 2, we got BJ McLeod. Yeah, BJ DGM running a completely different lineup than they did last week. I'm excited to see Myatt Snyder behind the wheel and getting loud for McLeod in the 92. It's a great lineup for DGM Racing, the Florida team. Let's get the points. What are our points, Benny boy?
More points. All right. Well, Drew has 283 points.
Okay, Drew.
I now have 305, and Jeff has 347. Now,
and let me just say where that would put us in points. I want to actually know where that would put us in real life points. So 347, I would be 7th in points. What were you at, Benny?
305.
5. You would be 13th, and 283. You said.
Yeah.
You would be tied with Shane Van Gisbergen, Drew, at 16th.
Hell yeah.
Dude, we're on the playoffs.
We're all in the playoffs, and that's without stage points. I do think next year we should have stage points.
Like you pick your driver and like they'll get you stage points.
Yeah, I would probably beat y'all's asses. I want 23 points every week.
I'm not opposed. I'm honestly not opposed.
All right, now,
that actually
here's
might
my
make
question,
my days
though,
better.
When this next pick, are we gonna pick for the All-Star race, or are we just gonna pick for Charlotte?
That one can be just fucking pride.
Drew, who do you pick for the All-Star race?
Shit. You know what? Fuck it. Give me Austin Cindric.
What the fuck?
That would be awesome. I would like that.
That'd be tweet. Probably
Yeah.
not
Benny,
gonna
who are
happen.
you picking?
I'm gonna go with Chase Briscoe, man.
I'll go with Reddick. Just
Default
left him on
is
the board.
Reddick.
Reddick doesn't fucking matter. I think you could give us 1 point. I think the winner out of the 3 of us should get 1 point. I think that would be
Like
so
if they
fun.
win, like they have to win.
Yeah, if you win, you get 1 point.
No.
Watch that be the decider for our championship.
1 point.
Uno punto. All right, boys, let's run down the point standings so far this season.
All right, let's see where they're lying here.
All right, in the truckers, the mother truckers, we got Caden Honeycutt leading pretty steadily with 312. He is 29 points ahead of Chandler Smith and 43 points ahead of Lane Riggs. Gio Ruggiero is 55 back. Christian Eckes is 71 back. Benjamin Rodeman is 84 back. Ty Majeski is 87 back. Corey Heim is 8th in points. He won't be eligible for the playoffs. Roma is 9th. Hemrick is 10th. And then the last eligible driver would be Stuart Friesen, who is 1 point above Jake Garcia. So it is kind of crazy that even only running half of the races, Corey Heim is 8th in points. And for owner points, I will say it is the 11, the 7, the 38, the 1, the 34, the 45, the 17, the 91, the 77, and the 98 would be the playoff owner points drivers. Then in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, we got Justin Allgaier in first by 155 points.
Oh.
Holy fucking shit.
Nice.
Bell to ass. And we got Sheldon Creed, Jesse Love, Brandon Jones, Osama bin Corey Day, who's actually not been that bad. Good for him. Sammy Smith is in 6th. 7th is Austin Hill. Carson Quapple, who was in the 91 last week, is in 8th. Parker Retzlaff, the cousin of the podcast,
That's right.
is in 9th. In 10th, we have Taylor Gray. In 11th, we have Brent Cruz, who has only run 9 races so far, but is playoff eligible because he is a child. He is basically sperm, as my father would say. And then we have Sam Mayer.
Hell yeah, Sam Mayer.
And then we have Sam Mayer in 12th, who has about a 17-point lead over William Sawalich. And then I will just give a quick gander over to owner points. The 88 is 2nd in owner points. Is that really? Wow, Sheldon Creed is in fucking I can't believe he's in 2nd. I'm shocked. But that's really the 17 and the 88 are kind of the biggest shocks. I mean, not really shocks. I mean, they have had drivers on them. They would be eligible for the playoffs. If that ended today. All right, and Cup Boys. We got the Cup Boys at 129 fucking points ahead.
Yeah, dude, I was just looking at that. Oh my god.
Is fucking Tyler Reddick. Then we got Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Chris Buescher, who was 5th in points. Fucking immaculate by Chris Buescher.
Good on him, man.
Tyler Gibby in 6th, unfortunately. He did lose a spot, so that's good for everyone. Carson Hocevar gained a spot up to 7th. Down 2 is Kyle Larson, who I don't think we touched on this enough. Hendrick had a fucking shit day at the office. I think they went, there's no road courses in the chase. Let's not even fucking worry about it. And so he's in 8th. Bradley Keselowski is in 9th. Bubba Wallace is in 10th. He still gained 2 spots, even though he got wrecked out by John Hunter Nemechuk. Nemechuk, what the fuck?
Nemerek.
Christopher Bell is -2. William Byron at -1 to 12th. Ryan Preece, 13th. In 14th, we have Daniel Suarez. In 15th, we have Austin Cindric. And making his way back in the playoffs, up 3 points, is Shane Van Gisbergen. Briscoe, Logano, and Chastain are not in the playoffs currently, which is kind of shocking.
I know. Especially Briscoe, man. It's just it's been such a fall off from last year where he was just so good.
Fortunately, the front row boys have dropped. Zane dropped 3 and Todd dropped 4, and that fucking sucks. Again, I'm telling you, it was just because the drivers around them had good days. That's the shit part. They just had better days, and that's you're racing the people around you as much as you're racing the track. Like, Zane's got to beat Austin Dillon, which we should be doing that, and so should Todd be beating him. I know Todd's racing Eric Jones, Kyle Busch, and Senhouse, and Zane is racing Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, and McDowell. And I would say the Dinger as well. Fucking Gregson's kind of just locked himself into 30th. McDowell went up by 2. He's in 21st. I would not be shocked if he continues to if he can continue to have a good few races. He will be back in the playoffs, and it would not shock me. He will be a fringe playoff guy. Fucking Gregson, he's 20 points back behind Herbst, of all people. Man, come on. Gregson, you're better than this. I know you are. You've shown it. I would like to mention that Cody Ware has not hit 100 points yet this season.
Gosh.
He is at 93 points. He is at 93 points in 36. Joking. I am not. Why would I joke about this?
Holy.
Casey Mears has 9 points, by the way. Casey Mears has 9 points. BJ McLeod has 3 points, and Catherine Legg has 2. And that rounds out our cup field.
Well, that's beautiful.
I would still love it if Catherine Legg ran like 3 more races and fucking like passed Cody Ware. Just
that would be incredible.
I mean, that would be. She would have to get like fucking 30-ish points. She would have to get like some top 10 days, but I don't. She would need to run like at least 10 more races, and Cody Ware stay at the same pace.
Fortunately, that's just not how it is.
It's fucking. How the hell? You've run 12 races. You have averaged less than 10 points each race. That is upsetting. I will say Alex Bowman, I mean, I don't expect him to make the playoffs with all of his stuff.
Yeah, it just started bad.
He had a bad day at the office, but also all of Hendrick did, so you can't really blame him for that. He's going to need to win a few times to make the playoffs. He's going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins right now.
It's just not feasible, man.
I mean, feasible, no. Possible or plausible, maybe. I mean, he's shown that he can win. I hope he can do well. I want him to race for his ride really hard, because I would hate to see him lose his ride because of a health thing, because of all of that. That would just genuinely suck ass for him, and I don't want to see that.
But that's all we got for this week, boys and girls.
Yip, yip.
As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel and get that notification bell on so you always know when we're dropping an episode. Usually Tuesdays. You follow us on X at NASholespod, TikTok, NASholes.podcast, Instagram, NASholes_podcast. We got a Facebook page. Just type in NASholes Podcast to find us. And we will maybe talk to you guys after the All-Star race. And as always, be like Bill.
Be like Bill. Or be a communist.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NASholes Podcast. No, 3 assholes like to know what we're talking about NASCAR, talk about NASCAR. I'm Benny B, joined alongside my very good friend, Drew Scarvan, and our resident FRM super fan, Jeff Dubuque. Boys, Watkins Glen.
Whoa, he said my last name. Whoa, it's the first time he said it. Holy shit. Okay.
Had to give respect to the Jeff Dubuque. Now, Watkins Glen, always love this weekend, always fun to watch. Especially when you watch SVG, who don't even, this time for real, don't know how he did it, because, I mean, you and I, Jeff, were chatting, and I was like, I mean, that was a pretty dumb pit strategy, wasn't it? He's like, yeah, and you were like, yeah. And I could not believe it. 29 seconds back with 19 to go, and he ends up winning by 7 seconds. I mean, that just shows you prowess of SVG, man. I mean, it was awesome to watch. Too bad Fox got in the way of part of it.
Yeah, fuck. If the strategy works, it's not a bad strategy. I think the McDowell strategy was something. Travis Peterson he threw some points away, in my opinion. With that, I think they should have pulled down pit road, and they would have had. Honestly, they finished second. Who cares? It doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah, at that point, it worked, I guess.
Well, they finished second, and they weren't going to get the stage points, so it was kind of just a weird strategy that just kind of worked, I guess. It is what it is. But, I mean, I'm happy for McDowell, our holy savior, Michael McDowell. But,
No, he did good, man. I mean, what do you say? It's
yeah.
he even said at the end, he's like, just very happy with the second place. He's like, I thought for a moment we could catch him, but then I realized it's not going to happen.
I mean, McDowell could stick with him for about 3 laps, and then SVG was like, yeah, the gas pedal, and then just took off. He has another gear in the car. I mean, when you have a whole history of road racing, it's pretty hard to beat him. I mean, McDowell probably is the only one with a comparable road racing history, but SCG basically drove these cars in Australia just on the other side, which switching the side, it wouldn't be that hard in all honesty for him. So he showed it wasn't that hard, but when winning his first race. So and I think people need to get over, it's always so dominant. And it's like, yes, that's kind of why Trackhouse brought him here. And sure, it sucks that it's simple, that it's like, okay, we're going to a road course race. Zardy's going to win. I mean, he didn't win Coda, and people don't like it when I bring that up. People got real pissy.
Well, I mean, that's what I was going to say, Jeff. It's like, and even SVG said it in post race, he's like, there's actually a lot of these guys are actually really good at road racing, and he's like, it puts a lot of pressure on me to be perfect. And like SVG, he was perfect. I mean, he doesn't make mistakes, and that's where he's able to win races whenever you think he's not going to, because it was a bad pit strategy, because he's
also in better shape than most of our drivers.
Yeah.
Like, he gets out of the car and he's like not even sweating. Yeah. It's not fair.
So to say that this is just like, I mean, like you're starting to see that a lot of these other drivers, they're really honing in on it, kind of. They're getting better at road courses, and which is exciting. And I honestly really
not Hendrick, but
I really like road courses. Honestly, it's a good change of pace. I think you got to do the right ones. Sometimes they try to add. NASCAR's try to add some of these tracks I don't think are all that great. I thought it was great what they did in truck with St. Pete.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was a great one.
I think that should be a truck-only event. Keep it that. Let them have their own thing. I like that.
I would agree. But I think, in my opinion, dude, Watkins Glen needs to be like the beginning of the chase. Like, they need to have...
Well, it's going to September, allegedly, with how it looks with their renewal stuff. So, it's to be going to September, which would be in the chase, or at least very close to it, which I think is the right spot. I think we need a road course in the chase. I think it's a shame that we don't have one this year, just because I think the chase should be a showing of each track type. It should be short track, super speedway, intermediate, and road course. Like, yeah, as long as we have all those there, I'm very happy with how that would be. And as long as it doesn't end at Phoenix, because God, that track sucks.
Can you imagine the balls on NASCAR if they announce for next year it's going to
stay at Homestead, from what I hear.
Thank God.
He said it, and I was like, that makes sense, just because I think they want to keep a little bit of consistency for the first 2 years. So if they need to make any tweaks, they can be like, all right, kept this here. Let's see if anything, because Homestead is pretty much that perfect track where it's not going to be wreckfest. It's going to be a pure, normal race. You're going to have John Hunter spin in that spot, which is a guaranteed caution. Every time he's been there, he's spun in that same spot, by the way. Like, every fucking time. That fucking race where he filled in for Matt Tiff, like, oh, we're going to spin. And then he did it again the next season. Then he did it when he was filling in for Bubba Wallace when he did the 2311. Then he did it, and then he's done it in the 42 a couple times. It's like, what are we doing? Please stop wrecking here. Just at this point, Legacy should be like, hey, John, take the weekend off. Have a good one. It's like, you need to stop spinning, bro. And people that should take weekends off, let's talk about Fox, because fuck them. Genuinely so fucking pissed. Worst coverage I've ever seen.
I started getting pissed, and I don't really tend to get as pissed as you do, Jeff, about it.
I'm passionate.
I really started noticing it, and I was like getting pissed, because like we were like 17 to go or something like that. And they went full screen. I'm like, dude, SVG's literally running this fucker down. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, this is amazing racing right now. And we just do this? And I was sweating because, dude, I'm a big SVG fan, bro. Sweating. I'm like, I want him to win this shit.
You shouldn't have been sweating. He beat, the field by 7 seconds. He was going to catch it. If you were looking at timing, he caught them quicker than they anticipated, which was very funny.
But that was bullshit. I'm like, come on, Fox.
It was bad. It's
just mentally... I'm not even going to continue talking.
I mean, the amount of commercials we had during this race was unacceptable. It was so many. And then be like, and we're back from commercial, and it'd be like two laps, and then we're gone. And I get that it's a road course and that laps are longer,
Let's
but
talk
that was
about
fucking
Dover, the
ridiculous.
All-Star race. It's like, I don't
And
give a
then they're
shit.
like the greatest spectacle on earth, IndyCar, and that's a full screen splash. No, I don't care about IndyCar. I'm watching NASCAR. I mean, like, sure, IndyCar's great. Everyone loves the Indy 500. I'm going to watch the Indy 500. Everyone is. That's what everyone
Right.
that's probably watching that race is probably going to watch the Indy 500. You're advertising to a non-crowd. You need to advertise that on your other Fox and be like, "Yo, non-motorsports people, watch this." But advertise and saying as someone that sells sponsors, what the fuck are you doing saying we're gonna the greatest spectacle on earth while we're watching another race? That pisses me off because the sponsor's gonna say, why the fuck am I sponsoring this car when I could go sponsor that race? Maybe it's a little bit more, but I can
Yeah, they're
sponsor
going
and
to be
get more
pissed.
return
Like,
on my
oh,
investment.
this is getting more
It
attention.
pisses me off, and the amount of awful coverage that Fox was doing. They missed so much shit on track. They missed multiple battles. I mean, yes, I get it. We want to see the lead car. That's part of the perks of leading is your sponsor gets paid, and your sponsor gets their ROI very much. But we need to be looking at I think we should have a leader cam and just put in the bottom right hand corner of the screen and be like, boom, leader cam. We should watch
totally
other
fine with
things.
that.
We should watch other things on the track. Sometimes it could be full when there's not a lot going on the track, but the track is so big. There were side by side battles throughout the whole thing. There were comers and goers, and there were people passing. Yes, there were some points where we were just stuck in a line, and that's something that NASCAR needs to work on. But it was ridiculous. And then the amounts of they missed at least four wrecks that they completely missed. Then we see the end of Cody Ware, which should have been a caution, by the way. And
I kind of was thinking, I'm like, no caution, really?
Yeah, and seeing from his point of view into the wall and then back onto the track where he nearly took out a few other cars. That's a problem. That's one thing on NASCAR, but it's also on Fox for their awful camera work. Because if NASCAR is just using the camera feeds from them and Fox is asleep at the wheel like they always fucking are, we need to fucking get this shit solved. And honestly, I think everyone at Fox should be fired from fucking the top down. Like every commentator, every fucking and every fucking camera person, everyone, producers, everyone should be fired. Start fresh. It's either that or you sell your fucking part of the contract. NASCAR needs to buy it out and then sell it to either CW or Prime. I don't care who, fucking one of them. Like any of our other ones. Like TNT's all right. I think they're okay, but they're infinitely better than Fox. The shit I was taking last night was better than Fox's broadcast because at least there was passing. I mean, it was by the poop. It was. I have not been that mad at the end of a race besides when like my driver gets wrecked. That felt, and yes, Todd did get wrecked. That sucked, but he did recover. That's another story. Fucking Fox is so shit. Their coverage is so bad. Their commentary was bad. The camera work's bad. The fucking commercials are bad. You got the big fucking three of wow, I want to change the channel. I love NASCAR to death, but the best way to make NASCAR better for a national audience is get rid of Fox. If you get rid of Fox, you're gonna have people starting to tune in the races. You know why trucks and their viewership is stagnant? Is because of Fox.
Boring to watch.
You know why O'Reilly is going up? One, it's on one network, yes, but CW, they do a great fucking job. They're not even at the track, and they're doing a better job than Fox. And then Fox is going to go the second this weekend's up. They're not even going to go to the tracks anymore. They're going to stop going, and it's just going to be shit for the rest of the way for the trucks. And I feel so bad for those truck teams and those truck sponsors because they're going to get an awful broadcast of them just not giving a shit. The business part of this pisses me off so much because as businesses should be wanting to sponsor these cars and trucks, but when the broadcaster doesn't pull their fucking weight, it's a fucking problem. And I look at like I love the business side of NASCAR. It is my favorite part of it's my favorite part of it. It's more than the racing, more than anything besides like the people. The people are great. I love the business side because it's super secretive, and once you're in it and you get to like know little bits of it, it's like, oh holy shit, it's really interesting how the teams run and like what the running costs are and the sponsorship of it. And it's like it's not okay from Fox and the people. And I think a lot of the reason why people didn't like this race, I mean, you look at the Jeff Gluck poll, it's at 57. I guarantee if the CW was covering this race, it would be at least 70. I guarantee it. I fucking guarantee it. because it is horrendous that we have Fox killing our sport, genuinely taking us out back and fucking shooting us multiple times. It is not okay.
And
I'm
it sucks that
so
they're the first ones. You know what I mean?
it kills the momentum. We need to. It would be one thing if they're in the middle of the season, because at that point, you've either had people locked in, they're in it for the long haul, or they've already tuned off. The problem is with Fox, it's going to make people turn off, and then it kills the viewership for the rest of the way. I cannot wait for Prime. I'm so fucking happy. I'm probably going to boycott the race this weekend from Fox. I just cannot, in good conscience, fucking deal with that shit anymore. Also, we're at Dover. I don't fucking... That track is very hit or miss. In Cup, it's been mid for the last couple years, and that's probably on the case of the car.
All-Star race. I mean, like,
it's the All-Star race, and that race always sucks unless it was the fucking Kyle Busch race where we spun 3 times to recover.
And I will say that
Dover's a good track.
I wish
it's
it wasn't
good in the other 2 series, and it's not good in Cup. It's just not good in Cup right now. And I think they did Dover a disservice from losing its Cup date. It shouldn't have lost. Yeah, well, losing its Cup date. I don't think it should have been a non-points paying race. Why the fuck is an All-Star race at 1 p.m. on a Sunday? This is NASCAR's way of trying to kill the All-Star race. And if they're going to try to do that, fine. Just come out and say it. Say, this is the last All-Star race we're doing. And just give teams a week off, because, in all honesty, that would probably save teams a lot more money, because they have to pay for travel, they have to pay for all this shit. And this $1 million doesn't do shit. That's another thing. This $1 million
it's not even enough.
That is less than the normal purse for the winner. What are we doing?
Like, dude, it should be more.
The average purse per week is around 7.4 to 7.8 million. That may have gone up since last year, but that was what it was, and I think that's what I've seen Bob post. And that, if you break that down, it's at least $1 million for the winner, and then it goes down steadily. But it's ridiculous unless we're all getting the same payments, which, knowing who's leading us, who knows. But it's me frustrated beyond belief. So, all right, I'm done ranting. Have fun.
Drew, I know you alluded to it before the pod, but that O'Reilly race, man, something else, man.
Yeah, you know, it was kind of, it reminded me a lot of Sam Mayer at Texas like 2 or 3 years ago, when he was just like inching up on who the hell was it? I think Ryan Sieg, and then just like barely passed him right at the line. It was like, damn, like, I love finishes like that, and dude, I really wish we could get more finishes like that in Cup, you know.
I know. And you know what was crazy about that is I thought that Zillage jeopardized his race, quite honestly, with how aggressive he was going through the bus stop there, and like kind of
well, he was too aggressive in turn 1 on the Cup side, but that's another.
And then so I'm gonna remember how this all went down. So through the bus stop, I think he went way too hard through it. It kind of bent almost like the splitter touched the grass, kind of, or something. They thought that he kind of screwed his tire. And he was just able to maneuver it, man. He was able to deal with it. And he ended up catching Jesse Love, who he's really good friends with, and Jesse Love was visibly upset after it. I mean, he was crying.
Kid.
And I feel bad for Jesse Love on it just a little bit, because you know he works so hard, man.
No,
they're best friends, him and Zillage. So that's kind of
no excuses. That guy's a champion. Champions don't cry like pussies.
Not Drew. No, he nearly beat fucking Zillage at his own fucking game. Like that.
Like, that would have been sick to say that you did it.
Man, I feel so bad for Jesse Love. Like, genuinely, like, and the way that he conducted this interview very well. You can obviously see it, but like he was going through it, and honestly, I would, if I was him, I would have been like, get the fuck away from me. Like, go away. I don't want to speak. I'm gonna stare at a wall for 30 minutes, and then you can talk to me. And I'm still, even then, I'm gonna be fucking quiet. Fuck the last corner. I fucked the last corner, and that would be it. Be everything. But I mean, I feel bad for Jesse.
No, but Riley was very good, man. It was entertaining.
Fucking man.
It continues to be a series that is just almost more. It's just fun, more fun to watch sometimes than Cup.
I think there's a reason for that, though. I think it's because we have. Though. I don't think it's the car. I think it's the lack of the hyper engineering of it, because Cup has the best of the best engineers, and they're going to try to get every fucking second out of it. Not that the O'Reilly people don't, but they don't have the same resources. They don't have the SMT. They don't have this. They don't have that. They have about a quarter of what the Cup guys do. Honestly, I think if we took away the Cup teams' access to other teams, like, let's say, other manufacturers' data, I think that would be huge and make the racing better. Because right now you can just say, I'm in a Ford. Let's say I'm the Wood Brothers, and I see that Legacy is doing this and they got speed in this corner. Let me see if I can replicate that. And that's, oh, I can. That's not. It should be, if we want the manufacturers to have a thing, and the manufacturers share enough data, but I think we shouldn't have just the full access of data. And you can't really put the cat into the bag. The cat's already running around. I mean, you would have to kind of shoot the cat and then put its carcass back in the bucket. We've moved on from the bag. It's
There's no more bag.
no more bag. But there's a lot of things that we need to go back to, like the old school, like doing the fucking calculations on the fuel stuff, on setups, on all of this, and like that's the old head in me. I mean, like, I love all the advancements that we have, but I think we've hit the point where we've kind of become F1, where it's just the money.
Too much.
Like, you're throwing money at the problem. And I think that's why these lower series are showing us some really great racing. And I'm not saying that Cup's not great. I still think Cup, I mean, we have the best drivers and all that, but I think the drivers are a lot closer together than people think. Like, you could really put another driver in another car and they're probably going to perform around the same. And I think the Cup drivers, yes, they're a step above most of the O'Reilly and the truck drivers. I mean, there's a handful that probably aren't, like Cody Ware, but and Josh Bilicki and Catherine Legg, but it's not like but even then they're still better than your full-time truck guy, more than likely. Like your mid-tier truck guy. Like they're still better. I mean, there's, like, we're not talking about like the Lane Riggs, Honeycutt, Chandler Smith. We're not talking about like the top end driver. Like those guys deserve probably Cup seats, but there's only 36 for a reason, because we want to have that, and then money talks, right? I mean, that's why Josh Williams isn't in a ride for the second week in a row. It's because his sponsors didn't pay the fucking bills, and if you don't pay the bills, you don't get to ride.
Do you guys think with all the changes that they made quite a few changes to Watkins Glen, barriers and like track limits? You guys feel like this has made the race better, or did it make it worse?
I don't give a shit. It didn't change it.
Yeah, I'm kind of indifferent on it. Like, yeah.
It was a non-story to me. It was like, okay, we added tires, and I think it added some. I mean, Lane Riggs got put in the fucking tires, and that sucked. And then Bubba got put in the tires.
Obliterated his car.
That was funny.
Truck. I was actually laughing. No,
I love when shit like that happens. I fucking cackle. It's like, oh man, those poor people at the shop. But funny.
What's crazy, it just went like right through it and did like it did almost nothing to the tire barrier.
Yeah, I mean, those things are fucking beasts.
They're engineered, man. Oh, but I thought it was going to change a lot. But honestly, dude, I think really all it did was change how you approach turn one, and
it made you actually drive the track.
Well, yeah. And like, at first, when I heard about it, I'm like, what kind of F1 shit is this? Like track limits? But I think
I like our way of track limits. It's you put a wall there, or tires or something, and it's like you can push it, but there's a thing, and it's like I don't like the enforcement of like you're gonna hit the wall. I don't like you went over the white line, you get a 5-second penalty, and it's like, all right, that's fucking queer. I mean, the only time we have that is like the bus stop, where if you blow that corner, yes, that should be a stop and go. We don't have second penalties because that's fucking gay. I'm sorry, it's dumb. We have pass-throughs, we have a stop and go, and that's all we have. And then we'll hold you for a lap or two if we need to, if it reaches that level. And we don't need all of this extra shit. I think if you want them to stop driving on a thing, put grass, or put a fucking wall, or put tires. That's how you stop them. And I wish they'd do that in But the cars are fragile, then they should drive them better. With a Pinnacle of motor... I'm sorry, I could rant about
gravel, fuck
too.
it. Nails! Put nails in the corner!
But I at least respect F1 drivers. Some of them. Not Lance Stroll.
All right, well, just wanted to get y'all's thoughts on that.
We need the nails. But I think this race was fine. It didn't need nails. I mean, I would have loved to caution the first stage to screw things up a little bit more, but...
Let's just quickly run down the top 10. So obviously, like you said, SPG wins. Incredible run, man. That was insane. Just fun to watch. Phil McDowell in second. Ty Gibbs in third. Chase Briscoe in fourth. Tyler Reddick in fifth. Austin Dillon in sixth. Allmendinger in seventh. Kyle Busch eighth. Nice, dude. The 8 and 8. Austin Cindric in ninth. Hunter Nemechek in 10th. So, that's your top 10.